Prime One Studio Next Level 13. I want to talk about the hits. I want to talk about the misses. Hey, it's Chris the Batman Statue Collector. Welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. And I don't know about you, but I love the Next Level events. Even though they might not always be exactly what we're looking for as a collector, I always love the fact that there's just new stuff. There's new stuff that people can appreciate. We can appreciate the art and how talented these sculptors are. It's really quite impressive. And today I want to talk about my hits, my misses during the show. And there were a lot of hits, but there were a lot of misses too. And so I want to talk about those. Again, these are just my opinions. You might feel very differently, and I definitely want to hear all of yours down in the comments down below. But hey guys, pardon the interruption, but tonight I want to give a plug. Dan and I, we're going to be unboxing the Batman 0 Year quarter scale from Prime One Studio. That's tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join us. Now with that said, back to Chris talking. But I want to start with a hit for me, okay? And a hit for the Prime One Next Level 13 was the production value. I continue to be impressed with what Prime One does. Their graphics, their music, even though I got a copyright claim for doing the stream. And I want to thank everybody for joining us. That was so much fun. But yeah, the production value is incredible. From top to bottom, they have improved so much. I feel like they are the best in the business in terms of graphics and animations. It's just very cool to see everything that they put into these videos, because it really does highlight the statues. It really makes people pumped and excited, and it just brings them literally to the next level, because not only in terms of like what they're doing with paint applications and statues and everything else, but just the presentation that Prime One provides, and it's just really impressive to me. So again, that was a really big hit for me. On the flip side of that, I feel like the biggest miss of the night was the pacing. Man, it was brutal at times. Now, I am somebody that loves the behind the scenes stuff, and I don't mind if they pepper in a few of those during the show. Oftentimes they do like an artist interview, and I always feel like those drag on way too long, but because people are there to see the reveals, right? So I think for those particular videos, I still want to see them, but I want to see them separate. I think that if they had taken a few of those out, it would have kept the pace going, and maybe they just didn't have enough to reveal, and so they felt like they needed to fill it. But we didn't need a 2-hour show. We didn't need that. We needed an hour show with less filler. Does that make sense? And so it's one of those things where it is what it is. I really liked kind of the pacing of the last show. It was around an hour. With not a lot of filler, and that's just me personally. But there were times where they would have like an interview, and then they would have like a behind the scenes package, and then they would have like a third package. It felt like it was an hour long just for that one showing. Now I don't mind again that they showed the statues, but it just drug on for me. Again, if you were there joining us, there were some times where we were like asleep. I feel like that was the biggest miss of the night, was the pacing. And maybe some of you agree with that. I think probably a lot of you do. And maybe it was just because they were maybe talking about pieces that I didn't necessarily care about in terms of something I would purchase. But what did you guys think? Again, I just feel like that was a really big miss for me, okay? The biggest hit of the night, shocker, was going to be Mr. Freeze. I knew that we were going to see, I just had a feeling that we were going to see some DC pieces. And I feel like, you know, the ones that we got to see a new one, which is great, but we also, you know, the ones they've already teased, and they've teased a lot over the years, and their creative director has told me that those are not canceled. They're just on pause until DC does better. But this Mr. Freeze, and the fact that they're doing a third scale Mr. Freeze with a full-size Nora, I love it. I absolutely love it. There are some things that I would maybe like to see. You know, maybe a portrait looking at Nora. I think that would be great, because he's not really looking directly at her. So maybe we'll get that. I also think maybe there's a chance that we'll have a standalone. You know, if you have a separate or different base, with Mr. Freeze maybe like switching out the arms and he's holding the gun and he's looking more toward the viewer. I can see that, because not everybody's going to want to pay the money for Nora. But I am. It's day one for me. I can't wait. I had a lot of conversations with my friends about this piece. You know, some of my friends are unsure about it a little bit. I know Eric B from All Things Art was a little bit unsure. I think it's going to grow on him. I think my friend Dan and Matt, we were talking this morning. I think we both really like the piece. Might be a few things that they can tweak here and there. But I'm still very optimistic about that piece. And I just, again, I'm so excited that they're doing it in third scale. They've been doing a lot of quarter scale stuff. And so to throw some love still at us third scale collectors is really awesome. Okay, so obviously Mr. Freeze was a giant hit. I think the Berserker Batman statue is also a hit, but I don't know if it's a hit with me. I think it's just a really cool, badass statue. It's going to be massive. It's going to have so much detail. It's going to have different, swap outs with the weapons and things. I think it's a really cool deal. The miss for me is that it's just not Batman enough. But the hit for me is the base. Like the Bane base is insane. It's just, I love it. I would almost want to buy it just for the damn base because it just looks so dang good. Pardon my French, but it's just a cool piece. I just don't know. I think it's one that's probably over time going to grow on me a bit, but time will tell. So it was definitely a hit and miss, kind of both for me. I don't know. I think the miss is going to be the price point. I'm a little nervous about the price. Obviously, you had the Batman Who Laughs, which was a nice surprise, so that's a hit. The fact that we got something new. It's not something necessarily that I'm going to add to my collection. Of course, I say that all the time and then add stuff anyway. But anyway, I think it was a very cool piece. So I would put that somewhere in the middle for hits for me. A bigger hit for me was that Morrigan and Lilith. Those two pieces, I have no connection to those characters. But man, they looked phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal across the board. I really love that art direction. I wish we would see more of that from my DC characters, like the way Morrigan was posed. Just beautiful, sexy. I just love it. I wish they would do that with Poison Ivy. Just something along those lines. But anyway, I think that was a really big hit for me. The Alien piece, the Alien Predator, like the Wolf Predator, like all of that stuff that they're doing with those. Again, it's not something that I collect in particular, but it was really well done. There is no question the artistry that goes into these things. So that was another big hit for me. I guess the hit for me sort of was that there was a lot of variety. Yes, there's always going to be things at these shows that hit with us and that don't. I saw a lot of people last night when we were commenting on the show. People were saying, my wallet's safe. Sometimes that's a good thing. It's not good for Prime 1, but it's a good thing sometimes when we can save a little bit of money, when we don't necessarily see something that we have to have. For me, the only thing that I have to have during the show was the Mr. Freeze. That was my only necessity. The other pieces, maybe here and there. But it was really cool to see a variety. I would have liked to maybe have seen a few more. Obviously, they really are hitting home that Elite Master line, which, better paint applications and whatnot. I like the idea, but for me, a miss is it makes everything else that they put out, is it less than? If I just get the regular Master line, is it less than the Elite? I hate that. I hate putting tiers because everything should be good, right? Everything should be top notch in this time. 2025, the only people left are the hardcore collectors, mostly. And so to put a tier on, like, well, if you spend a little bit more money, you're going to be the elite status. I don't like that. A lot of companies do that. I hate it. So that's a big miss for me. In putting categories, like, yes, the regular Master line should be as good a paint as the Elite Master line. Do you guys agree with me on that? I feel like companies, there's some other companies, I won't name them, but there's other companies that put that elite status on things, like, we're the best of the best. Yeah, it's subjective, right? And so I feel like companies are trying to compete with that. But Prime 1, clearly another hit for me was with this Elite Master line is the fact that their stuff is incredible. And I feel like they always use kind of Blitzway in the past to make those head sculpts, those actor likenesses perfect. I don't know if they're going to need Blitzway as much anymore because, and maybe Blitzway will stand on their own, because they do. I mean, K.A. Kim's incredible and all of her artists, but I don't know. Like I see a shift there where they didn't really talk about Blitzway last night, but they are doing their own thing. It's their own sculptors. So I think that's interesting as well. The miss, of course, is that there wasn't enough DC. I would have liked to have seen more. I feel like the biggest miss for me in terms of DC was they didn't show the Hush Catwoman. This is one that I know that they've kind of teased. They had her printed out at one point. I think that the creative director, Johnny, told me that they were going to tweak her a little bit more. But right now, to capitalize on Hush 2, which has created a lot of buzz. Jim Lee is posting all kinds of photos of Hush 2. This would have been the time to capitalize on that Hush Catwoman. And maybe they'll still show her. Maybe they'll just kind of randomly pop up sometime, which Prime One does from time to time. Not everything they show in the Next Level event just, is the only thing that they're going to put up for pre-order. But I think that was a miss, because I think that they could have capitalized on the popularity. A lot of companies do that, where we are like, why would they not? Why would they not, timing-wise? Sometimes I think it's factory issues. Sometimes it's pre-order issues, like when things are it's like there's a pecking order, right? But in this particular case, I just feel like it was a missed opportunity. A lot of companies do it, though. A lot of companies have missed opportunities with timing. This would have been a good time, right? Just like Riddler would have been a good time to go up for pre-order from Sideshow when the Riddler was in a movie, like, right? Like the timing would have been good. But anyway, I could talk about that for hours, and maybe I will at a future video. But those were the pieces overall that stood out to me. Again, there were a lot of really great ones. The Transformers pieces were great. There was just a lot of really good things to see. I really liked that bust that they showed with the like the ledge of the people on the ledge. Again, I don't know that stuff, so I do apologize. I'm not an anime guy. I'm a 48-year-old guy that knows about Batman, and that's about it. I know about Marvel, and I know Star Wars, and I know Jurassic Park. Like, I know movies and stuff, but when it comes to the video game stuff and the anime stuff, I'm clueless. So again, I want to thank everybody in the live chat that helped us out, me and Billy, because this is not what we collect. But again, we appreciate the artistry. And again, that's what it's really all about, community and appreciating the art. And that's what I love about the Next Level shows. It used to always only be about DC for me, but it's because they do less now. It's like I can still appreciate it. And also I know that my wallet is safe from a lot of that stuff. But overall, I thought it was a fun show. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. Definitely let me know in the comments what your hits and misses were, what you would maybe like to see. Also comment about the pacing. If you agreed with me about the pacing, I would like to hear about that as well. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I do want to say tonight we are going to be doing a live unboxing. Dan and I are going to be unboxing my Batman Zero Year. He already has that piece, so he's going to help me out tonight. So I'm really excited. That's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So live unboxing, so please join us tonight during the show. Okay? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know all your comments down below. And again, just it's a great time to be a collector. Yes, there's negatives, but right now, still a lot of good stuff coming out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon, hopefully tonight, in the Batcave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, I have partnered up with Redwolf Collectibles, maker of incredible comic book display options, including this outstanding, heavy-duty, and well-made slab stand featuring an anti-slip pad and all the accessories needed to display your most prized slab comic books, just like this one here in my collection. And now they even have interchangeable 3D design plates that feature really strong magnets that let you easily swap out logos to match your comic books, slabs, or whatever superhero you want to feature in your display in an absolutely incredible way. And these are just some of the plates available for purchase from DC, Marvel, and much, much more. I mean, look at all of the options here. You can even have your own custom logo made. And they also offer magnetized comic book frames. You simply remove the front, place your comic book inside, and place the magnetized cover back on. It's that simple, yet looks absolutely amazing, and even features a built-in hook so you can display it on the wall. I mean, look how awesome this looks. Now, if you don't have a slab, you can also purchase their protective comic book cases, which feature high-quality metal corners and screws. And you can also pair this up with the display stands to give it that amazing slab look. Now, all of these are absolutely incredible, and make sure you use code STATUE at checkout for a discount at redwolfcollectibles.com. I'm so happy to be partnering with them because their products are absolutely amazing. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.